I like being the travelling boxer. Like, why not? We have like one career, it's a short career, so why not do as much as you can and see how far you can go.
The man known as Treasure packed his bags and moved from London to Brooklyn to seek riches across the Atlantic.
Known as the Globe Trotter, and I've been to America, to Germany, to St. Lucia. Proof that I'm not afraid to travel and fight anyone in their backyard.
It certainly wasn't a jet-set lifestyle for the 31-year-old from Kilburn. The famous Gleason's Gym, New York, provided plenty of hard knocks for the talented Brit.
It's helped me to raise my game, training with world champions, with other ranked fighters.
It's not the first challenge he has had to face. Aged 19, Theophane spent 6 months in a young offenders institution.
Yeah, I went to Feltham in 2000. I got found not guilty. I said, when I got released, that I was just gonna go full-time, with full steam ahead into my boxing. I thought, by the time I would be 30 years old, that I would be dead or in jail.
The champion's upper body bears constant reminders of a turbulent past.
My cousin, Tyrone Theophane, he passed away 5 years ago, and he always believed in me, so he died very young. And then I have my godmother, who died a few years ago. She's died in 2001. She always said that I would be a champion, and she never lived to see me achieve it, but she believed that I would do it. So I kind of work hard in their honour.
The sport provided a safe haven for Theophane. Impressive wins showed title potential.
Starts to unload now on the Northampton man, and Dave Parris steps in. It's a wonderful win for Ashley Theophane. Look what it means to him.
That talent was finally fulfilled when in February a unanimous points win over Lenny Dawes landed the British crown, and a successful first defence soon followed. So can the champion continue his quest to win a Lonsdale belt for keeps before mounting a challenge for potential world honours?
I'm born in Britain, so I'm very proud to say I'm the British champion, so I want to win it outright. That's my goal. I've taken a year out of my world title aspirations, and I'm going to win it.
All smiles there. A real chance for him to shine tonight.
Of course it is. Listen, fighters don't do what he did. Only few fighters do what he did, which is taking yourself all over the world as a sparring partner to fight, to settle in another country. It builds that confidence, that self-belief up. So on domestic level, when this man steps into England, he thinks it's a walk in the park.
He clearly enjoys the limelight. Colourful character. There's plenty to work with, isn't there?
I don't know much about this guy. I've seen him in the gym a few times. He looks like an enigmatic character. He reads like an enigmatic character. I don't know whether to fight him or read him. He's got so much writing on him. But what a lovely guy. I really like his personality. And, just like Johnny said, if he's travelled all over the world to make himself better and turned his life around, it really is brilliant, and I wish him the best. But I'll tell you, he's up against it tonight. This guy's come in at short notice. He's short. He's 5'3.5". He's built like a brick outhouse. He's as strong as a horse. He walks in, and what's more, he really believes he can win here. He's just coming off a Southern Area lightweight title defence, and he's taken this at short notice. But he's got a great opportunity.
Do you believe Ben Murphy could cause an upset here?
Listen, the guys that step in last minute notice, they're the worst people to fight, because remember, Theophane was preparing for a tall stand-up southpaw who was going to box him. Now he's got himself a little brick house.
A short, chunky guy who comes at you. This is a completely different style. It's a complete swap around. So he's going to have to deal with that. But with all that great experience in sparring in America, he'll cope with it.
Thanks, boys. Sit back, enjoy our coverage. Sparkling high definition here on Sky Sports HD1. Your commentators in Peterlee, Adam Smith and Glenn McCrory. First, our MC, Michael Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, you join us live for Championship Boxing. Introducing to you firstly, entering the ring this evening, the challenger from Hove, Ben Murphy.
Well, expect the unexpected in this sport. 5 days ago, Ben Murphy was sitting on the train, reading his books on philosophy and positive thinking. And when he arrived at an East London training headquarters, he was told of this unexpected opportunity. Mixed record, but he's in form. He's tough to hold off. He's a fiery, energetic, current Southern Area lightweight champion who steps up in weight and in class. But he told me yesterday he's coming to grab that Lonsdale belt, and boy, he looked intense.
Yeah, he's very, very well conditioned, very fit, mentally strong, and he says he wants to get this. He's a great chance for him here. Nothing to lose, really, everything to gain, and he's going to give it his all. And he's completely different to the fighter Ashley Theophane was going to box against, who's a tall stand-up southpaw in Nigel Wright.
And here is treasure Ashley Theophane, coming to yet another part of the globe to demonstrate his talent.
Making his proud entrance to the ring, the champion from Kilburn, Ashley Theophane.
The enigmatic Rolling Stone, Ashley Theophane, whose odd, intriguing boxing journey has taken him to Germany, to America, even to St. Lucia to pick up paydays and plenty of experience. He's home again now, where he's looking an accomplished British champion. An important night for the 31-year-old who's packed with personality too.
Yeah, but he's done it the hard way. It's been a hard ride for him, but he's here now, and he wants to go on to bigger and better things. And in the lightweight division, there's a lot to go for.
Cool and relaxed. The Vaseline applied by master cutsman Mick Williamson. Both 31, the height and reach advantage to Ashley Theophane. Murphy is a natural lightweight. Theophane just struggled at the weigh-in, had to strip naked and then had to work off 4 ounces as well. Might be tight at light welter, but he'll be much bigger on the night. Been around since 2003, 35 fights. He's got some serious knowledge behind him. Murphy, a bit more of a puncher, but remember, mainly at 9 stone 9. An inexperienced Ben Murphy, but he wasn't a bad amateur.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maloney Promotions, in association with FrankMaloney.com, sponsored by Southwark Metals, CYC Courier, Red Square Vodka, and York Fitness, live and exclusive on Sky Sports HD. Fight Night International. Proudly present 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the light welterweight championship of Great Britain. The officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge at ringside, Mr. Fred Potter. Timekeeper tonight, working on his very final assignment, Mr. Arnold Bryson from Darlington. Matchmaker, Jimmy Gill. The 3 scoring judges at ringside for this championship contest are Richie Davies from All Hallows, Phil Edwards from Preston, and Dave Paris from Leeds. Finally, when the action commences, the star referee in charge of the action, a warm north and east welcome, please, for Mr. Howard Foster from Mar, Doncaster. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the red corner, the challenger this evening, wearing the red spangled shorts trimmed with white. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 9 stone, 13 pounds, 8 ounces. His record reads 13 contests, 8 wins. 4 of those wins coming by way of knockouts, 4 defeats and 1 draw. He comes to the ring this evening as the current Southern Area lightweight champion, presenting from Hull, Ben Murphy. And opposing him, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the silver spangled shorts trimmed with black and white. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled on the championship limit, 10 stone exactly. His excellent record reads 35 contests, 30 wins. 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout, only 4 defeats and 1 draw. Tonight, he makes the second defense of his championship, presenting the light welterweight champion of Great Britain from Kilburn, Mr. Foster with his final instructions. 12 3-minute rounds.
Okay, lads, spoke to you both in the dressing room. You both know what I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told, and both of you watch your heads. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
Well, heartache for the northeast southpaw Nigel Wright, whose failed medical means the tussle for the British light welterweight crown was all changed just 5 days ago. Right at ringside, got a great ovation from the fans here. But it means that in steps Ben Murphy, a pocket battleship from the south coast, who's all pressure and a fiery start as we expected. Ashley Theophane, what a stylistic change he's got to adapt to.
Well, this is the way we knew Ben Murphy would come at Ashley Theophane. He's got to be careful with that head, though. He's bulldozing that in.
This is what he does, Murphy. We've seen him a couple of times in Prize Fighter. Dangerous, early, and so very, very fit. But he's just shoving Theophane back and around, gets a body shot in. The champion covering up, and obviously he's just got to try and keep calm, keep cool, and use his boxing skills and technique, which will come into play.
Well, there's not a lot of technique in the tactics of Murphy, just bulldozing in, trying to get his hands free, but not really landing with anything decent.
With new trainer Johnny Eames, Ben Murphy. Johnny was telling us he's only had him for 6 weeks, so he can't really change him at all. He said just go in there, be nasty, messy, aggressive, take him out of his rhythm. And that's what he's trying to do. Body shots and a right hand, just covering up, protecting himself, Theophane, from the onslaught, this unbelievable rush.
Well, he's going to start throwing some punches back. Theophane's just covering up, just trying to weather any sort of storm there.
Got to win 15 days ago, Ben Murphy, against Tony Owen, who is an unbeaten prospect. In with the head there. Howard Foster might have to watch that with Murphy. Trying to use his physical strength. He's the natural light welterweight, though, Theophane, Glenn.
Yeah, he is, and he's going to be in trouble, I think. Murphy, he keeps adopting those tactics, rushing in with the head and pushing as well. And it's very, very messy. And again, the head.
Howard Foster starting to talk to Ben Murphy, who puts his tongue out. He's really into this positive thinking. He's got a spiritual guru at ringside tonight who's just simply known as the author. These fighters, odd first round.
With a nationwide current count, if you're shopping online or on the high street this Christmas, and we find that you've been a victim of fraud through no fault of your own, we'll ensure that the money is returned to your account immediately, so you don't lose a penny. So when we say we're on your side, we're not just saying it. Nationwide. On your side.
You're gonna get tired because he's trying too hard, you know what I'm saying? But don't back up from him. Let him come to the center of the ring. Keep me in the center of the ring.
The smooth American voice of Harry Kite from Gleason's gym, where Ashley Theophane has had a 7-week training camp.
4 or 5 rounds, then he's gonna start gassing
sparring with the likes of Luis Collazo, Dimitri Salita, world-class work for Theophane in the sparkling silver trunks with a heavily tattooed body. It's had a rough and tough journey, Ashley Theophane. Ben Murphy, the 31-year-old who often lives in woods around Hove. A real tearaway and all action aggressive, and he's landing one or two of these hooks, and Theophane doing very little at the moment.
I think they're just trying to stay calm, cover up, just waiting for the openings. He knows it's not the time to try and match Murphy for power, just in case he gets caught. So he knows just keep relaxed, cover up, and don't take anything.
Didn't land much in the first round, Ben Murphy, but you had to give him the session, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. It was all his work and nothing from Theophane. Theophane obviously boxed into a plan. He knows what this is all about. And he's very, very strong, Murphy. And Theophane not trying to match him at this point. Let him tire himself out a little bit.
There was a couple back there, Theophane, who's got the experience and the seasoning to surely be able to deal with Murphy. He was 22-1 on Theophane to retain his title, and Mickey Elliott, the manager of Ben Murphy, said, "I'll have a bid on Murphy at 8-1 against." Big odds. Watch the head against at Howard Foster.
Okay, do you understand? So there.
He'll start taking points off if he keeps doing that. Theophane worried, and there's a bump. There's a nasty swelling around the left side of his face. Just caught a glimpse of that under the lights here. And a right cuffing slap from Murphy. It's crude, it's raw, but it's difficult for Theophane.
Well, the referee has to be very firm with Murphy because he is banging that head in time and time again, and that's spoiling the fight. Needs to start, getting touches off. Better from Theophane now, though.
Yeah, good right hand from Theophane. Couple back from Murphy. Bit cleaner body shot from Theophane. Get off me, he said. Right uppercut too. It's just head down, no jabs at all, no sweet science. It's pure aggression from Murphy, who beats himself with sticks to harden up his body. What a character.
Well, he's certainly physically strong, you can see that. Mentally strong as well. But that head still giving Theophane problems and just getting very rough with that. I think, points might start coming up soon if he carries this on.
Better work from Theophane. Classy combination.
Break, step back. One step back.
Good right hand as well from Theophane. Just starting to find one or two punches. Might be Murphy's round though.
It's all right. Just stay still.
Chill on, relax your arms. Just keep him in the center ring.
It's a graze, it's nothing, it's just a graze.
Keep him in the center ring.
Just a graze, says Mick Williamson, but they must be worried about these tactics from Murphy.
Yep, it's got to be. There's the head again. Referee giving him a warning, but I'm sure he's got to stop this. It's pretty blatant as well. But still, he bores forward. And Theophane hasn't got an answer to them in. He's got to try and get the centre of the ring and dominate from there and use that jab a bit more.
He got like 3 rounds of that left.
Keep still, just keep still.
Clear the ring.
Seconds out, round 3.
36th professional outing for Ashley Theophane, who turned pro back in June 2003. Might not have seen anyone quite like Ben Murphy. Should be able to work him out. This is more positive with a decent jab, but Murphy having some success in there. Body shot too, just piling forward. And Theophane having to keep his wits about him, use his legs. And his talent, there's much more of it, obviously, in the fists of the Kilburn man.
Well, it's a very tough style to come to terms with, that of Ben Murphy. Coming in very low, he's short anyhow, hands up nice and high, but he's just boring in, brute strength. And Theophane needs to start doing something, finding some answers.
Long red trunks of the squat short Ben Murphy, who's lost 4 of his 13. Not a pretty record on paper, but did have a victory over Gary Buckland, who's gone on to become the British super featherweight champion. That's decent form. Let go. Nothing to lose for Murphy. He's got nothing more really than these big clumping hooks.
Yeah, there's not much skill in it. It's brute strength. But Theophane's got to solve the style. He's got to try and keep it in the centre of the ring. Let Murphy work round him.
I mean, Ben Murphy and Nigel Wright couldn't be further apart, could they?
Well, that is the problem. He's trained for a fight at tall southpaw, and look what he's got in front of him. Short, stocky, buzzsaw.
Just smiles, Ben Murphy, as if to say, that's not hurting me. And he got 8 knockouts on his long record, Theophane. Tap, tap, tap. Keep chipping away, says Johnny Eames. As Ben Murphy tries to back up Theophane in the red corner. Let's try to drill these shots home.
Theophane corner. They're expecting Murphy to tire after 4 or 5 rounds like that, but Willie, you know, he trained very, very hard.
They better hope he does. A fight 2 weeks ago that he won, he's fresh, he's a natural lightweight, so he didn't have to boil down, anything like that. He might be really strong through this. And he's just smiling and laughing at him, Murphy. He's right in this.
Find your best, please.
The Kings of the Hockey are back at the Palace of Dreams. The Ladbrokes World Darts Championship starts Thursday 7 p.m. Sky Sports HD1.
Well, boxers are interesting characters, and here is Ben Murphy's spiritual guru, the author. Reminded me a little bit of when Dmitry Salita fought Amir Khan, and he brought all the rabbis into his corner who were praying for Salita that night, and then we've got a spiritual guru. Who did you have, Glenn?
I didn't have anybody. Just let my fists do it. It looks like he's out of a Crocodile Dundee movie.
Tell you what, the power of the mind. Ben Murphy's philosophical thinking and mental belief, well, it's transferred into some physical work, which might have taken the first 3 rounds. Actually, Theophane has got to start his own plan, get into a rhythm of some sort, try and back Murphy up, use the natural light welterweight strength, but if he's struggling at 10 stone, and Murphy certainly isn't, that could be real danger and problems later on in the fight for Theophane.
Theophane starting to do the right thing now. He's starting to punch back, and that's what he has to do. You can't just wait and cover up, because Murphy will just keep punching him and pushing him back.
Right hand from Murphy, who told me last night at the weigh-in that he'd win this British title and go back down to lightweight and beat Anthony Crawler. Nothing wrong with confidence and ambition. Even though a lot of people were surprised he got this opportunity. I think at 5 days' notice, Frank Maloney did a decent job.
And so far, 5 days' notice, Ben Murphy's doing a decent job. He's not as aggressive with the head now. He's giving himself a bit more room, but he's still punching in these hard punches around the body and the arms of Theophane.
Body shot from Theophane. That was better. Good with the uppercut too. The seasoned 31-year-old who's taken on all sorts of different customers in this weird boxing journey, but it is his second defence of the British title that he won against Lenny Dawes and defended in style against Jason Cook. Plans ahead for 2012 for Theophane, who's now promoted by the Hattons. But right hooks from Ben Murphy, wants to shoot those straight out of the window.
Well, he's doing better in this round, Theophane, starting to just give himself a little bit more room and get his punches off. Catching a lot of Murphy's punches on his arms.
Wildly out of range there, Theophane. How has he adjusted to the late preparation for Ben Murphy? And a right hook there.
Decent uppercut from Theophane.
Thumb shield a bit loose though from Theophane, and a right hand from Murphy. Well, what a start this has been for the unlikely challenger.
Top of it, yeah? Bang with the right hook after the body, yeah? Body right hook, not left hook, right hook.
Johnny Eames saying to Ben Murphy,
and up the middle after.
The other fella doesn't want to be in there with you. He's seen nothing like you.
No, well, so far I don't think he has. And he's getting the better of it with the punch stats. And his big, powerful stuff's got to be taken a little bit out of Theophane.
Round 5.
Well, there's the 5th round, only the 66th of Hove's Ben Murphy's career, the 219th of Ashley Theophane, and he has, we think, got a bit of a mountain to start climbing, the British champion, if he's to hold on to his belt against rank outsider and late substitute Ben Murphy, who just won't let off Theophane.
Well, Theophane's got to start meeting fire with fire. That's what he's trying to do, but can he keep the work rate up? Ben Murphy clubbing him with left hands.
Agricultural, crude, raw, effective. And it's Theophane who's got to answer the questions, solve the puzzle. He's been in at a much higher level. Fighters like DeMarcus Corley, former world champion, Danny Garcia, the unbeaten man who's in with Eric Morales in the new year, Delvin Rodriguez, who had that terrific win last week. You know, Ben Murphy's never been anywhere near.
No, but he's taken Theophane by surprise. These unorthodox tactics of brute strength and power.
And how styles make fights as well. Retreating Theophane, left hook from Murphy. Neither man ever been stopped in their careers. Left hook. Watch the elbow. Now Theophane getting a ticking off. That's the last thing he needed.
Well, somehow he's got to try and push Murphy onto the back foot. He's got to stop this onslaught of power.
Making a mockery, Ben Murphy, of the critics that said this fight shouldn't happen, and also the odds makers. 22 to 1 on Theophane before the first belt. I think Amir Khan's about 12 to 1 on before his fight with Lamont Peterson later. You can never take anyone lightly. Better from Theophane.
Yeah, a couple of good right hands in there. Catching Murphy as Murphy's hands coming down a little bit.
Good defence though from Murphy, who misses wildly with that. Surely he'll begin to feel the pace, the inexperienced professional who's put so much into these first 5.
Massive right hand there from Murphy, and the left too.
Theophane really just caught in a storm. Murphy will not let go. Needs some power, you think, Theophane, to stop this. It's Murphy by 5, we believe.
Live Barclays Premier League action on Sky Sports. Ford Super Sunday. Martin O'Neill takes charge of Sunderland as they face Blackburn, followed by Stoke against Tottenham.
Terrific goal!
And on Ford Monday Night Football, Chelsea clash with league leaders Manchester City. A football triple, Sky Sports HD.
We worked too hard for this ass. Box him. Stay in the center of the ring.
Box him, stay in the centre of the ring. The quiet advice there from Harry Kite.
10 seconds.
Johnny Eames in the other corner must be absolutely delighted and rather amazed.
Well, I think he knows what his man's all about. He knows what he's capable of. You know, speaking to him in the way, and they were quite confident, knew there was everything to gain.
And speaking to Jamie Moore earlier in the week, who took his British title chance against Michael Jones at 5 days' notice and produced a masterclass. He said sometimes you just got nothing to lose. It makes you very, very dangerous, and you can go in there and, you know, box your fight. No pressure.
Keep him under pressure.
Right hand from Murphy. And another one. He's been more active, maybe he's fitter and possibly stronger. Theophane has no room to work, and he's not making room.
God, I think Murphy's a fanatical trainer. Says he's in the gym after the day after his last fight, straight back in the gym, straight into training again, and so far that's paying off.
Right hand from Theophane. Classier shots, but few and far between. It's this immense pressure and work rate of the come-forward aggressor from the South Coast, who's travelled a long way for this chance too, up to the northeast. But he has grabbed it, and that's testament to a fighter that keeps himself in shape, stays in the gym, and opportunity knocks, he's right there.
Well, we've got to remember as well that Ben Murphy, you know, he's a lightweight, really. Theophane, the natural light welterweight.
But as I wonder, Glenn, at the weigh-in, whether if Theophane's a little tight at 10 stone and the natural weight, Freddie Roach always says, better to fight at a natural weight sometimes, like Manny Pacquiao's been doing. You know, Amir Khan better up at light welterweight than he was a lightweight. Maybe that's something to read into it too.
Yep, that could be it. He's starting to bring that right hand into play a little bit. Theophane as the hand just dropping from Murphy.
130 of 35. Theophane, much higher class, all the experience of being hardened in the American gyms. His career was going nowhere, so he took himself out to New York, to Gleason's. Real credit to him. Lovely guy, actually, Theophane, who's turned his life around from being a tearaway on the streets of London. This is better from the British champion, but it's about time.
Yeah, he's managing to chuck up and get some counters on, taking the punches from Murphy on the arms.
Another clubbing left hook from Ben Murphy. Got 4 knockouts in his 8 wins. He's nothing more really than a professional novice, though. Decent defence. Theophane doing better in the 6th and taking this round. Wonder what Andy Scott and Spencer Oliver are making of it. Let's find out.
Well, Spencer, have you been able to give Theophane a round?
No, Murphy winning everything for me at the moment. It may not be pretty, it is a bit crude, but it's effective. He's winning, and Theophane really needs to start doing something.
What does he need to do to keep him off him? Because he's coming forward at every opportunity.
Well, Theophane needs to stop planting his feet, throwing shots back, throwing the combinations and trying to push Murphy on the back foot. He's got to try and put him out of his stride.
It's crude, but it's so effective.
It is effective, and Murphy winning everything at the moment.
Thanks, Spencer.
Spencer Oliver giving every single round to Ben Murphy. I thought Theophane did enough there in the 6th, but it was close.
When you get him against I said you can't cope with cold grease. You just starting to get where is that? He ain't got much left. He ain't got nothing left. Now go out there and take care of business. Come on. Work too hard.
Seconds out, round 7.
Damn thing.
Second half of this strange British light welterweight title affair. Rank outsider Ben Murphy has had the lion's share of the first half of the fight, and he goes on the attack straight away to the body of Ashley Theophane. We're going to learn more about Ashley Theophane in the second half of this than maybe in any fight in recent times for him.
Yeah, well, I think he's still pretty calm. Maybe he knows he's got to come through this. The hands were dropping a little bit from Murphy. Now Theophane's starting to go to work.
Good body shot going in there from Theophane. Waiting for Murphy just to slow down, so maybe he can have success. It's another good body shot underneath the elbows of Murphy. There's the repertoire of Ashley Theophane that he's shown in bursts throughout his career. He's ranked quite high in the world now. Gets back to his jab. You know, he can't wait to see the Khan-Peterson fight later in the night. He wants to be mixing it at top level. He's having trouble with a, well, fairly average British fighter, it must be said, but a very, very tough one. Yeah, good body shots from Theophane.
I wonder if the strength of Murphy is just starting to weaken a little bit. He's now electing to get his punches off. Theophane looking much better.
Again, a body shot from Murphy. Will just not let go at all. And a left hook as well. It's head down, burrowing forward, and just chucking everything he can. This fired-up challenger from Hove, he's just trying to break Theophane's heart now. Extraordinary, really is.
Big right hand from Murphy, still clubbing punches.
And a question we've got to ask, Glenn, has Ashley Theophane got the power to hold Murphy off and get back into this fight?
Well, you wonder about the power. Has he got the skills to do something different? At the minute he's being pushed around, he can't match the power. He's got to do something different.
I mean, he is landing body shots, but it's against a fella who beats his body with sticks.
I wouldn't recommend that for anybody at home.
Right hand from Theophane. Nice, classy cameo burst. And there's a cut for Murphy. Cut by the right eye. And he looked tired as he went back to the red corner.
He took everything he did.
Deep breath. Relax a minute for me. Relax.
Success for Theophane.
Relax. Right, ready? Deep breath, up and hold it, go. Backwards from a punch, yeah. Pulls an elbow to me. Up.
Johnny Eames,
up.
The old East London voice.
Up and hold it, come on.
They said it was a punching elbow to me.
Don't you move, Ben, till I tell you. No matter what they say.
Right, relax.
Well, it's in a bad place, that cut as well.
Yeah. You feel all right? Yeah, you still got your strength, yeah? Well, let's keep him under pressure. You're giving him time to look good there. I don't want him looking good, yeah? I don't care what you hit him with, you keep hitting him, yeah? While you're punching, he ain't. The minute you stop punching, he gets into the front shot.
Hold still, Ben, hold still.
You've got to keep punching, kid. Keep punching for me, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, quick rinse.
Is the petrol tank, the gauge, just flattening a little bit. Will he be able to sustain this, Ben Murphy?
Just the confidence just didn't seem there. Just a little bit apprehensive in his answers. But he really wound up that right hand.
He's trying to bully the light welterweight. Amazing, really. Just the Southern Area 9 stone 9 champion. Never been beyond 10 rounds. Theophane has been 12 on 2 occasions. Good body shot again. Picks them well, but it's just rare from Theophane. And if the judges are scoring for aggression, Murphy might be in a massive lead.
The defence is pretty good from Theophane. Getting confident. That eye is looking a little nasty as well, bleeding quite heavily.
Has had cut problems before, Ben Murphy. Unsurprising with that style. Lost to Choi in prize fighter, and also to Ryan Brawley. Against Choi, it was a super featherweight tournament. Now we're up in the big 10 stone division. Left hook from Theophane, good under the elbow there.
And the uppercut was a good one right through the middle. Better variety. Thoughtful work from Theophane.
Has this been the Theophane plan all along? Cover up, and then just land the shots as Murphy tires and take him out late. Uppercut, left hand. Theophane in the ascendancy, very ragged from a tiring Ben Murphy, and the eye is bad.
Keep working.
Yeah, that's a bad injury, flowing into the eye as well. Theophane cool and calm, covering up, coming out with better punches now.
Smeared with blood, and Theophane using that boxing knowledge, just jabbing away at it. It's almost rope-a-dope tactics from Theophane.
Back him up.
Well, I knew what they expected, what Murphy was going to do. He couldn't do anything differently.
Oh, good work from Theophane. Classy there. Finding the target. Head static of Murphy. That's where he wanted him. If he can back up Murphy, he can turn this fight right around. No question about that. The gap's closing.
Sit down. Head up.
Frank Hopkins has work to do on that eye, caused by a punch in round 7, which means if it's stopped by that, then Theophane retains his title. It doesn't go to the cards, not accidental.
And some good, classy punches from Theophane, causing the cut there to the eye. A nice little combination.
Listen, son, you've got to put your eye on him, yeah? You led back in the last 2 rounds, yeah? You can win this for me, yeah?
Sir.
You can?
Yeah.
Well, let's get out and do it. Get back to what you've done the first 6 rounds, yeah? Keep back and forget all about the eye, that's not a problem. You get on with what you got to do, yeah? You can do your job. Back him up, hit the body, hit the head, all right? Keep punching. When you've got him against the rope, don't give him room to get off.
See a big difference in the statistics in the 8th round. Murphy may be struggling with the pace now. Taking this at late notice, not the seasoning. But I tell you what, it's like a sprinter out of the blocks.
Yeah, be straight across, into work, same, every round. Power, head down, letting the shots go.
Timeout called, Howard Foster. I think he was just trying the uppercut there. That was a tad unfortunate for Ashley Theophane, who walks into a right hook. Not a big puncher, Murphy, despite the physical build. Keep punching, Ben, says Johnny Eames. If he can sustain the work rate for 12 rounds, he wins the fight, Murphy.
There's been better work coming from Theophane recently. Getting back into it, I feel. Getting tired, Murphy. Still landed with a good left hand there.
I think Murphy's won the first minute of this 9th round. What can Theophane do? Yeah, that's out of range there. Nothing landing. Murphy getting him back onto the ropes where he wants him. Hooks from side to side. It's a monumental effort, this.
Decent right
Against the
hand.
odds.
Decent right hand from Theophane, then the left hook. It is a great effort from Murphy, though. Giving it everything he's got. Clubbing, right hand landing.
There's no doubt who the better boxer is. There's no doubt who the classier operator and technician is, but sometimes it's just not about that. Sheer drive, willpower, belief and work can come through.
His hands down by his side there, he was teeing up those big hooks. The eye bleeding heavily again.
Right over the top there. Shoulder again, referee. Come on, good boy, good boy.
Wonder if those at the Hatton headquarters are worried now. Have he just signed up Ashley Theophane? Is he in danger of losing his British title tonight here in Peterlee?
Theophane needs to keep working. He can't just allow himself to cover up on the ropes.
Another thing maybe, Glenn, is he's been a sparring partner a lot in his career, Theophane, so he may just, you know, only fight in bursts.
Yeah, can he lift it when it really needs to? That's the mark of a champion.
Stalking him all around the ring, Ben Murphy, but good work from Theophane. Lovely right hand. Difficult one. More from Murphy, better shots from Theophane.
Right, listen to me. Listen to me now, right? You've got to put them together, right? You won the first 6, he's won the next 3, all right? You got me, yeah? You're still 3 up, but you've got to win at least 1 or 2 of these last 3 rounds, yeah? You need to throw more than 1 shot at a time now.
That's the only way you got to get it. You got to back him up. The next 3 rounds, you got to take the next 3 rounds. I need combinations. I need punches to the body. I need a lot of combinations. And when you're not punching, if you're not going to punch...
Treasure, the maiden name of
don't give up no more ground.
Ashley's mum. Well, what's in the treasure chest? Late on here in this fight. And later on through the night, the world light welterweight king Amir Khan defends against Lamont Peterson in Peterson's backyard of DC, and Peterson, a homeless kid, so hungry for success. And look what's happening here with Ben Murphy. Take nothing for granted in boxing.
No, certainly it's a sterling effort for Murphy. He said he was going to do this. Speaking to him yesterday, said he was going to go out. Now Theophane putting them together.
Yeah, really working hard now, Theophane, and needs to. Glenn's got Murphy up by a point. I've got it slightly by 2. People at ringside, 3 or 4 to Murphy. Don't think you'll find many people who've got Theophane in front, and time is running out, and he knows it.
A little bit more class starting to tell in this round from Theophane. It's a good barrage of punches at the opening of this round.
Yeah, nice right hand as well. But again, Murphy having his success. Gum shield loose of Theophane. But a lovely body shot. Got out of range well. Excellent at times from Theophane. Looks like he could be world class, but he's got to deal with this guy at this level.
Yeah, big right hand landing there from Murphy. Still having his successes. Nice clubbing shots from Theophane inside, showing a bit more class.
Yeah, lovely body shots, just finding the gaps underneath the thick elbows of Ben Murphy, but still Murphy piling forward. Oh, lovely work from Theophane. Nearly lifted Murphy off his feet there. Taking a lot more punishment now, the Hove challenger.
But this is where he's showing what that hard sparring in the gyms of America does for you, how it benefits you. Now he's gritting his teeth and showing a bit of class.
Getting hard for Ben Murphy, finally. Just catching. Gloves there, good defence from Theophane. Told to keep them up, but the body shots are good. Howard Foster wasn't happy there. Murphy sucks it up, but this has been a really good round for Ashley Theophane.
Yeah, he's showing real class in this round. Finding the opportunity to land big shots to the body and the head. Covering up when he has to and punishing Murphy at times.
If he had more power, he might well have had more of an effect on Murphy at this stage. But Murphy still throwing the punches. But he's lost the 10th, Glenn.
Yeah, most definitely. And he's starting to feel these body shots from the left hook.
Right to the head as well. Disorientated him. Legs are gone at the end of the round, Ben Murphy. Big turnaround for Ashley Theophane. Straight over to Andy and Spencer.
Spencer, Theophane coming on strong.
Yeah, Theophane's showing his class now, switching the attacks to the body, really driving in those left hooks, and a big right hand to finish the round. I've got Murphy 2 up with 2 to go, but Theophane looking really strong at the moment.
Theophane must win these last 2 rounds, though, surely, if he wants to retain his title.
Well, he's certainly, and the way that he's going at the moment, he really is putting the shots together well, isn't he? Really whipping those left hooks into the body, and for the first time, Murphy looking unsteady.
Yeah, he looks tired. Can he hang on?
Well, I think he certainly looks like he's going to try and do that, but Theophane, for me at the moment, just looking too strong and really putting the combination together so well.
A big end to the round. We'll see what happens.
Honoured.
Now. All right.
10 seconds.
Hold still, Ben.
Ben, you've got to work hard this round, trying to get yourself back into it. Keep punching when you get him against the ropes. Do it for me, Ben.
Do it for me, says Johnny Eames, his new trainer. Into unknown territory now for Ben Murphy. Never heard the bell for the 11th round, but he's springing out. Theophane's terrific 10th has levelled it up on your card, Glenn.
Yeah, bring it all square. Theophane's very good round, and now he's looking the dominant figure in there. As he's a little bit shaky, Murphy's put so much into this. Theophane's still relatively fresh, letting the punches go.
Frank Hopkins has done well, patching the eye up of Ben Murphy with those red trunks, and the silver of Ashley Theophane has been open to the right hands. Even if Theophane somehow holds on to his title here, Glenn, and that's really in the melting pot in the balance at the moment. I mean, the world-class operators are not going to be quaking in their boots, are they?
No, they're not. This is pretty pedestrian performance, really. You would expect it a little bit more. He's been bulldozed around the ring. He's starting to show class at this stage in the fight, but, you know, got to be careful he hasn't left this a bit too late.
Good right hand there from Theophane, but Murphy gets one back. A right of his own. Still having success in these rounds, not as much as in the first 5. Body shot from Theophane. 3 judges at ringside. Richie Davis in front of us. Phil Edwards, Dave Parris. Are they scoring for aggression? Sometimes that helps in America. Will it here? Or do they like the more superior boxing skills of Theophane?
Well, he's struggling a bit in there now, Murphy. It's getting hard. Can't push forward as much, still trying, but the hands are coming down. Hurt again with a body punch. Winces.
Right to the head as well. Trying to walk through walls here now, Ben Murphy, but he's being backed up for the first time. Is this Theophane's chance?
Well, he's taking so much out of himself. Starting to look very, very tired.
Really weary, Murphy. This is what Theophane needs to do. And it could all be coming together at the right time. At the bitter end for Theophane. Murphy taking too much, and Howard Foster's gone in. He stopped it. Ashley Theophane retains his British light welterweight title, and the brave, spirited, strong
say what was that all about, but he's pulled it out and he's done it really, really well. But didn't Ben Murphy do well and really push him beyond any sort of reasonable effort?
The smiles from Johnny Eames, who once upon a time actually ran Theophane's corner. They know each other well, no animosity at all, no complaints from Ben Murphy, a tired and weary soldier who gave absolutely everything and made it into quite a compelling fight. But you have to say, Ashley Theophane had the class and he had the courage as well to deliver the blows at the end. Well done to him.
Yeah, he knew when he had to pick it up and when he had to throw those extra punches, and he did it at the right time, because he couldn't really leave it to the judges, not after such a sterling effort from Murphy. But you know, this is the good word, this is the experience that he's picked up on the road, and he wasn't going to let Murphy off the hook. He was going to keep the punches going in, head and body, and mix them up. And then Murphy, you can see he's sagging, the legs are getting tired, the punch and the fight is all out of him. And I thought it was a good time stoppage from Howard Foster. Murphy was punched out.
Murphy was ahead on all three cards by 5, by 4 and by 1. So he just had the 11th and the 12th to get through, and we would have had a most unlikely British light welterweight champion. Twists and turns here in Peterlee. Celebration for Theophane. Utter despair for Ben Murphy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 33 seconds of round number 11, star referee Mr. Howard Foster has stopped the contest. In his opinion, Ben Murphy was in no condition to continue, therefore your winner. And he is still the light welterweight champion of Great Britain from Kilburn, Ashley Treasure Theophane.
Credit to the pair of them. Ashley Theophane, still the British champion at 5 days' notice. What an effort from Ben Murphy, out of his weight class and up in big class. He'll come again.
That is for sure. Terrific way to start what should be a sensational night of boxing. Ashley Theophane defending his British light welterweight title. Reaction from Barry McGuigan and Johnny Nelson. We'll hear from Ashley Theophane in a couple of minutes' time. And on the way, our second British title fight of the evening. It's an eagerly anticipated rematch between Chris Edwards and Shinny Bayaar.
This Christmas, Sky Movies is taking you on a magical journey. With brand new movies every week, as well as a host of timeless Christmas classics. Available on demand and now on the move. This Christmas, no one brings you movies like Sky Movies.
To communicate is in our nature. To create is in our nature. To connect is in our nature.
To talk balloons is in your nature. To bet on Paddy Power Mobile is in mine. PaddyPower.com on iPhone, Android and BlackBerry.
Great Britain. And you are great. Get ready for Mario and Sonic. Join in a variety of thrilling new events and make all of us proud. For your family, for your country, for the fun. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. The fun of the game starts here.
Asda's Master Butchers really know their stuff, and now we've added joints to our butcher selection range, just like this boneless pork leg. It's hand-scored, so the heat gets right through, which gives the perfect crunch to to all that lovely crackling, leaving the meat really succulent. Did you hear that? And our pork joints are just £3 per kilo. Butcher Selection from Super Meats, Meat and Fish Retailer of the Year.
Asda, saving you money every day.
Really? See something?
All a man is. Aramis, the fragrance for men.
Give a little gift that could get bigger. Buy a Christmas scratch card from the National Lottery today.
Peggy 16.
Right now at B&Q, we have a great range of real Christmas trees from just $7.98. So hurry, this is one tremendous deal you won't want to miss. B&Q, let's do it together.
It's all come down to this. The Super 6 final, Carl Froch faces what could be the toughest night of his career against unbeaten American hotshot Andre Ward. On the same bill, Kell Brook makes his US debut that Saturday from midnight on Sky Sports HD1. Fabulous way to start the evening in Peterlee. Ben Murphy stepped in at just 5 days' notice to challenge the British champion Ashley Theophane. Ashley Theophane survived an early onslaught to retain his British light welterweight title. 11th round stoppage win over Ben Murphy. Ashley Theophane talking to Andy Scott.
Ashley Theophane, still British champion, but was that a harder night than you anticipated?
It was a hard fight because like Ben doesn't give you a few time, he rushes you. Like with Nigel, he stands off you a bit more. But you know, I'm in great shape, so I was ready to go to war, and I broke him down like I done with Cook and Dawes.
Are you surprised to hear that you were behind on all three scorecards?
Well, the first 4 or 5 rounds, I knew I was behind, but bit by bit, I started to break him down, and you know, I'm just glad to get the win.
Was that always the game plan, to take it long and break him down with the body shots?
Well, I thought I could outbox him, but he wasn't giving me time to, you know, to use my jab. But when he got tired, that's when I started to use the combinations. And my trainer, Harry Keat, he just said to put it on him because I'm losing.
At 5 days' notice, was there an element that perhaps you underestimated him?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I did think I was gonna, you know, play with him, but because he's been in, not being rude, he's a novice, like compared to me, so he was rushing me and I didn't have time to do what I do. But you know, he is a warrior. Ben is a warrior.
One more defence and that Lonsdale belt is yours forever.
Yeah.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, you know, like in 2012, I got one more defence of this, and then I'm going to go on to World Honours. You know I didn't look my best, but my quality shined through in the end. You know, late replacement and all that. So it's all about getting the win. Look good or look bad, it's all about winning at the end of the day.
Well done tonight.
Yeah, it's a great way to start the evening, Barry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think he was slightly disingenuous there. The truth is, he underestimated the guy. He didn't expect him to be.
He thought he'd play with him.
He said he'd play with him, and in fairness, he wasn't able to play with him. Murphy was all over him. Bear in mind, Murphy never fought 12 rounds before. He came in at 5 days' notice. Granted, he had the Southern Area title defence 15 days before,
yeah.
But he never fought at light welterweight before. He comes in, he'd never fought 12 rounds before, and it showed. He ran out of gas, but it was almost an upset. upset.
I
had him 4 rounds down going into the last 2 rounds, and that was a tremendous comeback for Ashley Theophane.
I liked everything about him. He just needs a bit of tweaking, but stick to that style. He's the last kind of guy you want to fight at last minute's notice, because this guy could have created an upset. I still had him ahead in round 10. So Theophane needed the last 2 rounds. He needed the last rounds to keep his British title.
And it was the way he done it, isn't it? Fair play to him. He showed he's got courage, he showed he can fight, and he showed all those experiences of having travelled and sparred away from home and fought the likes of DeMarcus Corley and sparred with top guys, that he was able to turn it around when he needed to, because he was desperately close to losing his title there.
Let's have a look at the start of the fight, because it was Murphy all the way. You said he was a real...
I've seen this guy in the gym, Dave, and I'm telling you, I've seen him spar big guys, strong guys. He is just relentless. He's as strong as a horse.
So that's horrible to face, that.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
It's a worst thing to face, because when you've got a fight like that, he's going to do everything. He'll push it to the point where the referee is wanting to sling you out but can't sling you out, puts the pressure on you, hits you on the blind side of the referee, gets you...
What he done, Johnny, was, and what Ashley didn't do, Ashley just could not get his punches off. And what you can't do with this guy is, you cannot let him get close to you. You need to get your punches off within space and then take a step back. Never back up to the ropes with this guy.
Is that what Theophane was doing wrong?
He was making the mistake of backing to the ropes, and as soon as he backed to the ropes, Ben just let shots go, rolled his head and come back and chopping punches. You cannot let that guy get that distance.
The thing is, that's not an easy thing to do, to keep someone on the jab, to keep changing direction, to keep punching them left to right and keep confusing them. It's very easy to tuck up and try and ride the shots. And so what Theophane had to do, halfway through the fight, desperation kicked in. So
he had to hold his feet, didn't he, Johnny?
Then had to try and box him.
He started to hold his feet and start punching back, because once you start holding your feet and lifting the shots up, he was starting to lift the shots. The penny began to drop. Lift the shots up, pull them in from a short distance.
Let him throw into the rope, let him go into the ropes.
Exactly, don't let him back you to the ropes. Keep your shots going, make sure that he's there. There's where you got to get your shots off. When you lift them there, and then make sure not to get back to ropes. And that's what started to happen from around round 8, and he started getting the shots off.
And you look at Theophane's history. This is where the history of him going all over the place, being a sparring partner, boxing all over the world. This is where that wisdom, that knowledge, that experience has come through to get through sticky bits like this. This is what British fighters don't do. They need to travel all over the world to find out these little sticky...
Howard Foster's timing was perfect there, because he knew that Murphy was exhausted.
No complaints.
He knew and there was no complaints from him, but he knew he was absolutely exhausted, and it was time to save him in a compassionate end. But a very dramatic end, and I'll tell you what, Ashley Theophane will have learned a lot from that. He's got to get off the mark quicker, and as the boy said in commentary, none of the top guys would be worried about that performance. After that, they'd be thinking, well, maybe he's not as good as we thought he was. But I think this guy is a late blossomer. He's taken time to develop into what he is. He's 31 years old, but there's not that many miles on the clock, and I still think we'll be the best to see of the Ashley Theophane.
Only his 14th fight at 31 years old.
Well, listen, it's a pity. It's not much more of a banger. I think, again, you know, guys that are ability-wise are not up there, experience and belief and being able to go around and spar, I think it gets you a lot further than what it would do normally, and that's where...
But he needs at this stage, Johnny, don't you agree? He needs the big fights now. Now, he's now at 31 years old, and I said he is a late bloomer.
Be careful.
And he's a slow developer, but now is the time to move him up into European class, start thinking about Commonwealth, European stage, and then not too far away, give him his ultimate shot.
Agree?
No. No, I don't. I just think you put him in too deep. I still think he's still learning. I still think domestic level, he's now there. One step at a time. I think world level...
That's just what I said, John.
Way off.
No, I didn't say that. That's his ultimate goal. But right now, he needs to consolidate. He needs to fight maybe for the Commonwealth title, try and get a European title fight. He's that much away from it.
I love it. We've got 4 hours to go. You're still arguing, so it's great. Good way to start the evening.
You haven't yet started.
I know. 5 o'clock in the morning. If you still got that energy, we're on for a winner. All right, Spencer Oliver, let's get his reaction talking to Andy Scott.
So, Spencer, Theophane had enough class to pull it out of the fire, but what a performance from Ben Murphy.
Yeah, you've got to take your hat off to Ben Murphy, coming in at just 5 days' notice. Really give it a go, didn't he? I had him winning the first 7 rounds. Theophane left it very late, but the class shone through in the end. But credits to Murphy, what a tremendous performance.
With adequate notice, Could it have been a different story tonight?
Well, you think so, wouldn't you? I mean, he just ran out of steam. That was the problem. He ran out of steam. You see, in the 11th round, it was a perfect stoppage. You see, he had nothing left. He was only going to take further punishment, but had he been fitter, he probably would have seen the final bell.
Should Theophane have started working the body earlier?
Well, I think that's where he started getting success, but I think it was just the relentless pressure of Murphy just threw Theophane out of his stride. I mean, you've got to remember, he was training to box at a tall, cagey southpaw, and all of a sudden, he goes in with a rough, rugged, orthodox. So you've got to take your hat off to Theophane as well.
He's been talking about world honours. Are people going to be quaking in their boots in the world division on that?
Well, listen, Andy, we saw the class shine through in the end. You know, he's really started mixing the shots together well, working the body so well. The first 7 rounds, you wouldn't have said he was world class at all, but as I said, towards the end, he certainly looked world class the last couple of rounds.
Thanks, Spencer.
Thanks a lot, boys. Time now for the second British title fight of the night. It's an eagerly anticipated rematch at flyweight. And Stokes Chris Edwards hoping to win Lonsdale belt outright. Quite an achievement for a man who lost 6 of his first 7 pro fights. And he's aiming for revenge against Mongolian southpaw Shinny Bayaar, who edged their last meeting on a 12-round split decision. He is prone to cuts, though.
Second round 1. The lively little man with the high work rate and boxing passion come to the stage once more. It's normally some sort of theatrical drama with the 8-stone brigade, often a touch of controversy too. Rematch here, and a fascinating contrast of styles. The orthodox aggressor Chris Edwards in with the difficult southpaw Shinny Bayaar. Split decision win for the Mongolian based in Oldham back in October 2009. But the form with the Stoke man, who's had a fast start here.
Yeah, and they've already banged heads. I think there's a bit of damage to the face of Bayaar with a clash of heads.
On the nose, underneath the left eye already. Bayaar, who lost to Paul Edwards in just 1 minute and 56 seconds because of the cut a year ago. And he also was cut badly in a match with Ashley Sexton too.
Well, they're both trying to get straight to work. Edwards with the orthodox style, Bayaar southpaw. Edwards looking to get close. He needs to get his punches off.
Complaining that that's straight low. But you know what you get with Chris Edwards. He's right on top of you, in your face. The head clash has caused the damage. British rules now in line with the worldwide governing bodies. Before 4 rounds, a technical draw. After 4 goes to the cards. No feeling out here.
Now Bayaar, that little bit more disjointed style, bringing punches from all sorts of angles. Edwards just coming forward, doing as he always does, just trying to get those arms working.
Left hand too. Work rate phenomenal, holds the record. Chris Edwards for the most punches thrown since our Sky statistics started. He's a whirling dervish, and he is very, very difficult to hold off, and Bayaar's finding it tricky to get in any sort of rhythm in this opener.
Yeah, Bayaar getting through the odd punch, but it's Edwards who's landing the better punch. I think the heads are clashed again.
They did. Nice right hand from Edwards too. And again, and that nose already a bloody mess for Shinny Bayaar. Corner will have to get straight to work on it. Because the older you get as well, Glenn, the more fragile often the skin is.
Yeah, we could have done without that, but he's also could have done without that right hand. He's took a few decent ones from Edwards in this round, and it's Edwards who's getting the better start.
Fast, furious and sharp start for the champion from Stoke.
He's walking onto your punches. It's just your nose.
Jack Dougherty, what a venerable trainer from the Oldham Shore area. And Shinny Bayaar, who ended up there with Choi about a decade ago. How did they find their way from Mongolia to the northwest?
I don't know. It was quite a following, as we saw with Choi and prize fighter. There's the heads banging together. That's a shame for Bayaar. He does cut up a little bit, but it often happens when southpaw orthodox styles clash. Heads rocking again together there later in the round. But just at the end of that, you saw that right hand from Edwards, and that was the good punch that was landed.
Seconds out, round 2.
Second round, British flyweight title on the line. And if Chris Edwards is successful, he will take the Lonsdale belt back to Stoke forever. He said he'll wear it on Christmas Day. Such a dedicated, passionate boxing man. But a good right hand there from Shinny Bayaar, who's a decent counter-puncher and has got this ungainly, awkward style that makes him a difficult night's work too.
Well, these two are a credit, so well conditioned, aren't they? 35 and 34, still plying their trade and doing it well.
Yeah, fabulous to see. They're never out the gym, these two. Bayaar runs between 5 and 8 miles every day, even when he's not got a fight coming up. And as for Edwards, a consummate professional who has gone from a pretty average journeyman into becoming a two-weight British champion, a Commonwealth holder too. It is a super story. Nice work from Bayaar, who's just starting to settle. He hasn't had the rounds, only that short fight with Paul Edwards in about the last year and a half. You have to go back till he had a 12-rounder, so there might be rust to shed.
Yeah, it might take him a little while to get going. Bayaar, he's picked it up a bit in this round. Still, Edwards throwing them more punches. But the occasional success coming from Bayaar.
Bayaar's got through with maybe the more accurate and meaningful shots so far in the second. It's better from Edwards, trying to find the body, but Bayaar comes back with a right hand of his own. It's warming up nicely.
Yeah, this is a better round. More success for Bayaar towards the end of it.
Edwards goes to work on the damaged nose of the 34-year-old Mongolian. Good body shot again from Bayaar, trying to slow down the presence of Edwards. Got to back him up, haven't you?
Yeah. And Edwards trying to back up Bayaar. Bayar's had more success in this round though when he stood his ground.
Yeah, body shot and one to the head from Bayaar. Just out of range, Chris Edwards. He's finding it difficult to get his own work off. One apiece after two.
Two rounds for us, beautiful. Got me out.
It's another ring for you, love.
2 rounds to us,
Carry
says
on, buddy.
Lyndon Newbon, who's very close to Chris Edwards. Disagree.
See if you can bring an uppercut when you're inside.
Yeah, he had some success, Edwards, but he walked onto a few punches as Bayaar just steadied himself up, got a better stance and start getting more success. On there, the left hand landing from Bayaar. Good body punches as well inside. And I, like you, agree that that was a round for Bayaar, Adam.
Hands up all time.
Jimmy Gill just working on the problem with the nose. Back to battle for Chris Edwards.
Seconds out, round 3.
The heavily tattooed and biker fan Chris Edwards from Fenton in Stoke-on-Trent. Loves taking his belts to the Britannia Stadium. I bet him and Peter Crouch make quite a picture.
I don't know if they both get on it.
Red and black of Edwards and the white and purple of Shinny Bayaar. He's had some good wins throughout his career and taken tough fights at short notice. Gave Martin Power plenty to think about a while back. I think he took that at about 48 hours, so it's not been easy, his road either. Began boxing at 10 back in Mongolia.
Good right hand landed from Edwards. He's getting his punches off a little better in this round, especially that right hand.
Good body work from Chris Edwards, who's won 11 of his last 13. And after winning his pro debut, lost 6 in a row. A bit like our own Johnny Nelson, who lost 10 of 13 amateur fights in his first 3 pro outings too, and he turned it right around. Huge credit to those type of fighters.
Yeah, shows good character and tremendous character from Chris Edwards.
His success has really come in his 30s as well, and that's old for a flyweight. But the dedication and the commitment to his trade, first class. Wild and woolly from Bayaar, but dangerous, and the left hand landing. Nip and tuck this one, the third.
Just the cleaner punches are landing from Edwards. Nice left hook there. Good body shot there from Bayaar coming straight back.
Lovely work from Shinny Bayaar. Certainly the more eye-catching shots in the contest up to now have come from Bayaar. More work rate from Edwards, as you'd expect, but the judges might have their work cut out to split them in these rounds going forward. Tough one to score, this the third.
You just have to look for me at the volume of punches going in for Edwards in this round. Some good, as you say, eye-catching ones, but much more from Edwards.
A lot missing though, catching fresh air, Chris Edwards.
But the problem for his opponents is he just doesn't stop, does he? Just punches coming in all the time.
Finishing the round strongly. What was that? Some sort of back slap. Richie Davis didn't like it. Did he just nick that, Edwards? Close.
Good boy, another round for us.
Massive win again.
1 to 1. I.
To you.
He.
To she.
Us.
To them.
Phone to me. Finger to screen. First to score. 8 to 1. Eyes to telly. PaddyPower.com. On iPhone, Android and BlackBerry.
This the 216th round of Chris Edwards' 13-year career. And it's round number 144 for Shinny Bayaar.
And he come out landing a good right hand straight from the opening bell, Edwards.
Combinations being put together from a man who's got 16 wins and 14 defeats on his slate with 3 draws. Doesn't tell the story, the whole picture of what Chris Edwards has gone through. You'd never have expected it, would you? Sort of looking at him developing as a pro and taking on fights that he was just getting picked apart at times.
No, real determination, dedication, and you know, it's paid dividends for him. But he started pretty well in this round. Shinny just not able to keep up with him, and Edwards just rolling forward, landing some good punches.
Body shots, driving Bayaar back. This is excellent from Chris Edwards.
Well, just seems to be struggling a little bit, doesn't he? Don't know if he's been hurt with a body punch, but he's not getting his shots off at all in this round.
Swinging in the hooks, but much less from Bayaar. Edwards driving forward, the oldest and smallest British champion. Not many people know him outside the trade. I'll tell you what, I wish they did.
Well, he's really took it away from Bayaar in this round. Tries to load up a left hand, Bayaar. But Edwards, very good round. Lots of punches scored.
And Glenn, he's become a very intelligent and good 12-round fighter as well. He knows when to put the foot down, accelerate stuff. He knows how to catch the judge's eye at the end of rounds. He's experienced now.
He is, and his defense is better. And I think that's paying dividends here. Hands coming down from Bayaar. Just rolling around.
Yeah, good work from Edwards to Bayaar's head there. Back downstairs too, switching it up. Showing real speed as well tonight, Chris Edwards. And Bayaar in a bit of a fog at the moment.
Well, this looks really hard work for Bayaar. He's just trying to suck it up and throw that wild left hand. He's going to need more than that.
Bayaar a slight betting favourite going into this. That wouldn't be the case now. Edwards right at home in that ring, and Bayaar struggling.
The table is laid. The champagne is chilling.
Are you feeling comfortable? Yeah. Big mistake.
Who around the table is the most boring?
I think it's you.
No, it's fine. It's not very nice.
Deeply embarrassing.
Give the devil his due, or get your just desserts.
Thought I was going to die.
Eat, drink, and be wary. The Devil's Dinner Party, Wednesday at 8, Sky Atlantic HD.
Second out, round 5. There's a gulp of air from Shinny Bayaar as he comes out for the 5th round. And for Edwards, it was the same. Poker face, professional, getting on with his job.
Yeah. Same again. Comes straight out, throwing punches. And the right hand landing again. And this is getting hard for Bayaar.
Yeah, with that sort of hands down style, really needs reflexes. And maybe slowing at 34 now, Shinny Bayaar, not as been active like Edwards, who just keeps bustling forward. It's not pretty, it's not cute. He knows he can't really outbox people, Edwards. But what he is a right handful at British level. What can Bayaar do, Glenn?
He's very effective with his style. And at the minute, you know, Bayaar needs a big punch, doesn't he? He needs to stop Edwards in his tracks, because Edwards looks like he's out for revenge.
Yeah, he was disgusted, Chris Edwards, at the decision last time out. 117, 112, 115, 113 in Bayaar's favour. Only Dave Paris scoring it to Chris Edwards by a couple. Dave Paris also at ringside tonight judging, alongside Howard Foster and Phil Edwards in front of us. I think they'd all have Chris Edwards in front of this stage.
Most definitely, you would think. Bayaar's finding it very hard to set himself, to get his punches off, to find any way through.
Body shots.
And you've got to think, you know, how does he do this? 35-year-old never stops throwing punches. Tremendous condition. And Bayaar is starting to look his 34 years of age.
Well, they're a very close-knit team, the Stoke boys. They work hard in the gym. It's old-fashioned, and it pays dividends. Yes, he went out to Europe. He got stopped in 4 rounds by Andrea Saritsu. You know, when he goes up in level, he can be outclassed, Chris Edwards. But in this domain, in this territory, he's very, very effective.
Yeah, And he's always good to watch because the punches just never stop, do they?
The busy bee, Chris Edwards. Bayaar trying to dig in his own body shots, but it's ragged. There's no pattern to his boxing, and he's being outworked in a big way here by Edwards.
So you'd guess it's about 5 to 1, wouldn't you? He's been outpunched.
And straight back in to the middle of the ring, he goes again, Chris Edwards, from first bell of the round to last bell. Let's get over to Andy Scott and Spencer Oliver for their thoughts at this stage.
Well, Spencer, is Edwards ahead for you?
Yeah, he's got this relentless pressure. He's just non-stop throwing punches. I spoke to him at the weigh-in yesterday. He told me he was going to start from the opening bell, and he's certainly done that, hasn't he? And for me, he's running away with it at the moment.
How does Shinny Bayaar get back into this
fight?
Shinny
Bayaar, what he needs to do, he needs to try and put Edwards on the back foot, but I just don't know that he's capable enough to do that. That's what he needs to do. He needs to push Edwards back, and he needs to pick up his own work rate.
Thanks, Spencer.
That's the key that Spencer said, is you've got to be able to back up Chris Edwards. Easier said than done, and he's only got 4 knockouts in his 23 fights, Shinny Bayaar.
But he never... What's happening is he's outworking you at the moment. So don't work with him. Don't work with him.
Sixth round, red and black, and the black boots of Chris Edwards from Stoke, and the white and purple with the yellow boots for Shinny Bayaar. Boxes out of Oldham, British citizen now, and he had to do all sorts of exams, Jack Dougherty was telling us, and to learn about the kings and queens of England in the history books, had to go to the library, and apparently Troy didn't like the library very much, so I think he took a bit longer.
Well, they are great characters, real nice guys.
Troy, the prize fighter winner recently, cult character. And Shinny Bayaar has been a really good operator on the circuit. Pull the protector down, says Richie Davis to Jack Dougherty. And Chris Edwards waits in the neutral corner. Just wants to get on with it again, doesn't he?
Yes, just rallied up that protector and not able to decipher where the scoring punches are going to the body.
Really rebounded in style, Edwards, from the loss to Bayaar. And blood from the nose that was caused by the head clash in the first round. Fortunately, no worse cuts for Bayaar, and we've been able to enjoy the action, which has been really competitive, scrappy occasionally, but tough.
Well, he's trying to load up a bit, Bayaar. He knows from the corner, Jack Dougherty telling him that, you know, you've been outworked. So, you know, he's got to do something different. He's got to step it up. This fight just rolling away into Chris Edwards' favour.
Hasn't had a win though since March 2010. Shinny Bayaar drew with Ashley Sexton down in Dagenham. And then they lost to Paul Edwards, who subsequently lost to Chris Edwards. Edwards v Edwards. Commentator's nightmare. Did you do that one?
I think I did, yes. I think I got that pleasure. Testing me out a little bit.
Always pretty close, these 12-rounders for the flyweights and super flyweights, but certainly the first half goes to Chris Edwards. Bayaar has a great deal of work to do.
Trying to stamp his feet down and get some power into his punches and push Edwards on the back foot, but as you said earlier, that's easier said than done.
It's in with a body shot, but he just walks through it. Edwards keeps coming at you. Slight bit of damage to the nose, but still pushing out the punches. Not all landing, not all clean. But there can't be a busier, harder working fighter, I wouldn't have thought, in the country than Chris Edwards.
No, I don't think so. Looks at a layer of desperation in Bayaar's work.
Good lad.
despondent now, Shinny Bayaar, as we enter the second half of this British flyweight title. Venerable belt, of course, goes back 100 years. Sid Smith of Bermondsey, the first champion. People like Walter McGowan, Charlie Magri, Duke McKenzie, Pat Clinton, Benny Lynch back in the day, so many. And Chris Edwards is property at the moment, and on your card, he's going to take that Lonsdale belt back to Stoke.
Yeah, he's pulling away from me, the head dipping down a little bit, looking like it's all getting hard for Bayaar as he takes another big right hand.
That was a lovely shot, that, from Edwards, really sweetly delivered. Bayaar trying to get his own combinations together. Maybe a little bit of damage is there by the right eye of Edwards. A smearing of blood, not sure if there's a... Yes, there is. A tiny cut, and just lost his way momentarily there, Edwards. When is he going to run out of steam, Chris Edwards? Is it going to happen at some point in one of these tough, hard fights?
Well, he can't just keep going like this, but certainly doesn't look like he's ready to stop at the moment. Edwards, Bayaar had a little bit of success early on, and now Edwards is back in the rhythm, rolling along, throwing out those punches.
Just switching southpaw occasionally, Edwards. Might want a mini respite at some point from all the pressure that he's been delivering. Shinny Bayaar, who's still moving okay, the legs are good. That's from all the road work. He keeps himself in tip-top shape, Shinny Bayaar.
Trying to land a big left hand to the body. He's marking up badly though, isn't he? That face smeared with blood.
Good body shot from Bayaar, but it was really noticeable at the weigh-in how drawn his face was. The washboard stomach though, Glenn, but you know, he did look old, didn't he, Bayaar?
Well, he's trying now just to throw out the punches. Try and find out a big one, but he just cannot keep with this work rate.
And a right hand right on that damage to the cheek of Bayaar. Both cut. A tough and grueling battle. Plenty of effort and commitment. It's really inspiring to see these little guys. They never let us down, Glenn.
No. Certainly Ed was never in a bad fight, always value for money, lots of action.
They may not have the power, they may not have the drama and the big knockouts, but they do give entertainment. Slumped on his stool, Shinny Bayaar.
Seven.
See there, just a little nick to the left eye as well to add to the damage. Not much at the moment. And he was trying harder, Bayaar, but still walking into punches. Hands just carried a little bit too low. And Edwards just keeps working, throwing out the combinations, rolling forward, building up the momentum.
Shinny, do you want this British title?
Yes, man.
You're behind. I'm telling you the truth. You've got to step it up, step your punches up and go for it. Now, come on, let's take them apart.
Yeah, a worried corner, and rightfully so.
Seconds out, round 8.
Here's the 8th round. Do you want that British title? He's had it once before, Shinny Bayaar, but he's really got to turn it all around here. And body shots landing in on him, and a head shot too from Chris Edwards, who shows no sign of slowing down. Isn't going to help things. Bayaar needs some punch from somewhere to change the pattern, the course of this.
Well, the corner know that. They know it's slipping away from him.
That right hand giving him problems. Then he goes down to the body. Clever stuff from Chris Edwards, who shot Dale Robinson a few years ago, and that's how he began the drive up the British rankings. He's got to win over Jamie McDonnell, who's gone on to almost be on the fringes of world class, which is a fabulous result, really. Jamie over in Washington, D.C. tonight to watch Amir Khan. The southpaw style has not given Edwards problems. They have shared 12 rounds before. He's just knuckled down from the opening bell, Chris Edwards, and it has been everything that he does best.
Yeah, he's a likeable character. Talking to him at the weigh-in, he was full of confidence. Really, you know, just had that edge that it was definitely going to be his night, that he could do it, that he knew the way to beat him.
I said to him, Glenn, I hope Shinny Bayar's skin holds up so we don't get a scrappy finish after 2 or 3 rounds. And he said, I don't care. I just want the Lonsdale belt. I don't care how it finishes.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't. But, you know, he looks like he's done his work. Caught there with a left hand, but he's straight back at it again.
Bobbing and weaving, Bayar just not doing nearly enough. Round after round. I gave him the second. I think you did as well, but it's been difficult to give him even a share of anything else.
Yeah, you might get through the odd occasional punch now, but that's all it is.
Better body shot there from Bayar, but has he got the power to shift the plot? And that was low, was it? Bayar complains. And he's gone to the neutral corner. Don't often see him do that, Shinny Bayaar, so... And he's been told, take your time. Got to keep him up, says Richie Davis. There was nothing sinister in that.
No, to be honest, I didn't really see it go that low. It was a bit there, you saw in the replay. But real distress from Bayaar.
An angry look to the face of Shinny Bayaar, who enjoys folk music as a hobby. Lovely guy outside the ring, they both are, and mini warriors inside. Good to see, deep into their 30s, still giving it everything. Body shots from Bayaar have been better in this round, but again, has he done enough?
Yeah, there's a little right hand went in as well, which is rocked ahead of Edwards.
Well, Glenn points to Chris Edwards' corner. I might be a little kinder and
best round.
give it a draw.
Pushing him back now.
Keep pushing him back.
Stoke City fans behind Chris Edwards' blue corner are beginning to sing. It will be a sweet journey back home tonight if Chris Edwards retains his British 8-stone crown. Shinny Bayaar a long way behind, surely, on the judges' scorecards, but not out of it. There is time. 4 rounds to go.
Well, at 35, you know, any fight could come where all of a sudden Edwards goes to the well and it's dry. That could come.
No sign though yet.
Well, landing a good right hand there as Edwards goes to the body.
Back to the head from Chris Edwards. Tries to stay in front of his man in punching range. Good left from Bayaar. He's just made the best of what he was given, Chris Edwards, and you just have to take your hat off to a sportsman like that.
Yeah, you really do, especially with the losses early in his career and then coming back to win 2 titles, 2 different weights. Really is excellent.
On the Commonwealth title against Admir Shinju in a good fight in Stoke. As we said, the former British super flyweight title. Lost to Andy Bell, can have the occasional off night, didn't really look himself. Cut to the left eye of Edwards. A bloody battle, but one which Richie Davis, apart from giving Edwards a little ticking off for the low blow, has hardly had to do a thing, and that's what we like to see.
Well, they're two good sportsmen, two good characters, both giving their all in there. It's been good entertainment.
Fans have enjoyed it here in the northeast. You get one guy from Mongolia and Oldham, another from Stoke, and everybody seems happy.
Perfect match in Peterlee, isn't it?
Including promoter Frank Maloney, who's sitting alongside us. Good matchmaking.
He's trying desperately to land that left hand Bayaar, and he's managed there.
And again, double success from Shinny Bayaar. Better in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, just the slight signs that Edwards is starting to tire. Bayaar having more success in this round.
But again, Glenn, he knows the clock. He knows these 3 minutes, Edwards. And he tries to fight right to the final bell. Better from Bayaar. This is round, I think.
Fantastic rounds, mate.
3 to go.
Round 10, this is.
This is only a little fight now, 3 rounds. That's all it is.
Do this standing on your head. Let's have loads of shots now, yeah? Don't let him in there, Chris. What's that there? I'm going to leave.
No, that's all right, mate. That's his blood, not
Is the mini dynamo finally beginning to feel the pace?
Yeah, I think they're sensing in the corner that he needs just a little bit of motivation. He's starting to feel it slightly, but who wouldn't after the pace that he's set in this contest? Non-stop punches, but that was a better round for Bayaar.
That was the best 2 rounds you've had.
Best 2 rounds, says Jimmy Gill. Still so many more on the computer to Chris Edwards. As Bayaar closing the gap ever so slightly. 9 minutes to go in this very watchable British flyweight tussle. The champion, remember, Chris Edwards, the former champion, Shinny Bayaar. Edwards out for revenge, Edwards out for the Lonsdale belt to keep. And Bayaar trying to regain a crown and breathe fire back into his career at the age of 34. But Edwards gets right back down to work.
Yes, he's come out to pick it up in this round. We managed to get him motivated a little bit, knowing that the finish is in sight.
On his bike, Bayaar needs to deliver more. There's the right hand that's been giving Bayaar trouble almost from the offset. Picked that nicely tonight, Chris Edwards.
And Edwards has had the better defense. Bayaar's hands have come down too many times. He has managed to catch some on the gloves, but Edwards just throws that many.
We're sparring with Andy Keats, the southpaw Chris Edwards, to get ready for this. Difficult finding quality sparring for the little guys. There's not many of them in the country, and it's a bit of a merry-go-round, a round robin at times with the likes of Ashley Sexton and Paul Edwards, but they don't disappoint. It's good, honest trade fair.
Yeah, you don't tire of seeing matches like these. Both giving it their all.
He's picked it up again, Edwards. They said it's a 3-round fight, and he's just the busier.
He got another little lease of life, hasn't he?
What are they giving for breakfast, Glenn?
I don't know. I need some, though.
Amazing stuff from Chris Edwards. Title's vacant. I wonder if he does win this, they could maybe just move him up in class and give him a shot at least, and it better from Bayaar. A combination. You know, Bayaar might well have delivered the 8 or 9 best punches of the fight, but that doesn't win you the fight. It's been consistent from Edwards. Better from Bayaar there with the left hand. He's certainly having a decent finish, Bayaar. Close round. For me, Edwards has done more during the first couple of minutes, though.
Yeah, but it was a good round for Edwards until a couple of big punches there at the end from Bayaar.
Judges might be split on that one, but we're not. We go for Edwards.
That's better, but you were behind in the early rounds. I think you've got to knock him out.
If you win these last 2 and knock him out, you'll win. Now, come on, let's go.
I think you've got to knock him out, says Jack Dougherty. Jimmy Gill says if you win the last 2 and knock him out,
well, that'll make definitely sure of it, won't it?
That'll make history, wouldn't it?
Well, he'll definitely win, won't he? But he started to throw more shots, and there was a good left hand in there that really just backed Edwards on his heels.
The corner may be getting as confused and as befuddled as Shinny Bayaar has been at times in there.
For another 2.
Yeah, but I think they both really feel that Bayaar might need the stoppage.
Good deep breaths, that's it. 4s and 5s. 4s and 5s, that's the answer. Everything off your straight shots. Come on, son. 2 rounds. On your head.
Seconds out. Round 11. Bad last 30 seconds of the 10th for Chris Edwards. But won the opening couple of minutes of that. Decent right hand from Bayaar, who's beginning to find his range and some accuracy as the pressure of Edwards is not quite what it was in the first 6-7 rounds.
No, well, to throw so many punches, you've got to be in range, and often when he's in range, Edwards is square on, and occasionally he'll pay for that, as he did at the end of the last round.
Showmanship from Shinny Bayaar. Not sure if he was a Nassim Mohammed fan. I know he was a Marco Antonio Barrera supporter. Doesn't fight quite like him though, does he?
Well, he's loading up, getting a few nice punches off there, just trying to take Edwards by surprise with a bit of movement and then putting the pressure on.
Rough, tough, in his face now, Shinny Bayaar, and he's that cut just worsening on the left eye of Edwards as Bayaar tries to look for the big finish he needs. Why on earth didn't he do this earlier in the contest?
Well, it's good from Bayaar, gritting his teeth and showing determination and trying to push Edwards on the back foot, but you don't do that for long, do you?
Good for the fans too to see the British flyweight title fight just turn a little bit. Edwards digging the shots in again. Glenn has Chris Edwards in a 6-point lead. I've got him 5 up. All about the 3 wise men at ringside though. Tonight, Howard Foster, Phil Edwards and Dave Paris.
Another good left hand from Bayaar. Has had some good moments in this round and again. Both of them connecting there. But this is where Edwards just leaving himself a little bit open to some last-ditched effort from Bayaar.
Good left hand from Shinny Bayaar. Edwards trying to drive last 45 seconds of the 11th round. Trying to catch the eye of those judges. Lovely right hand again from Edwards. But Bayaar's had success here in the 11th. The pro, though, finishing well, running down the clock.
Yeah, you know, it was his last 30 seconds. Edwards trying to take the eye of what's been a decent round for Shinny Bayaar.
Some of these rounds close to score. I agree with you, Glenn. I think Bayaar's done more in this, the 11th, and is narrowing the gap.
Hold still, hold still.
2 rounds.
Quite nasty count that for Chris Edwards, but it's late, it's down the side of the eye, and he's got an excellent man in Frank Hopkins to work on it.
Yeah, some good action in that round, but it was Bayaar who had the more eye-catching work. Some good solid punches as the reflexes and the defenses are just starting to let Edwards down late in the fight. Bayaar trying to get his body punches going, but it's Edwards at the end of the round who got a bit more success.
Final round.
They touch gloves. They're about to complete 24 rounds together, these two. Energetic, enjoyable battle. Chris Edwards, the British champion, and he's 5 up on your card. Bayaar needs the knockout, you believe.
Yeah, he's had a couple of successes over the last 3. Bayaar to pull it back a little bit. It just seems to be tiring now, Edwards, but I think he might be able to hang on for 3 more minutes.
Body shots from Chris Edwards. Bayaar just trying to dig in deep. Hats off to the training teams and the condition of these 2 excellent athletes. They're a credit to the sport, they really are. They fought with guts, courage and heart. Bayaar with a better ending to the fight, but Chris Edwards, he hasn't slowed down enough for Bayaar to win this for me, Glenn, at all.
No, he's had some good moments. He's kept it exciting. Bayaar still trying to get his punches off, but for me, Edwards has done really, really well and punched his way to what should be a victory. If he can hang on.
I think the fact too that Chris Edwards has kept busy, he's kept active. He's been 12 rounds on 7 occasions, Bayaar only on 2. Hasn't had many rounds in recent years, Shinny Bayaar. I think it's all caught up with him tonight. And there's a minute 15 to go. Edwards has sustained once again this enormous work rate, this non-stop punching. Wants that Lonsdale belt to keep forever, and Glenn, how he deserves it.
Yeah, he does deserve it. Focus, determination in this fight's been tremendous from Edwards, who's still trying to let those punches go, catching Bayaar with a good right hand.
Still he drives forward inside the last 30 seconds. Body shots from Edwards. Bayaar swinging with a right hand. He's caught by hurt there. Shinny Bayaar late on in the contest. He's not going to get that knockout that the corner demanded. 10 seconds left. Chris Edwards punching, driving home to the finish. And still a spring to his step. Incredible work from Chris Edwards. Both of them raise their hands and both of them climb up on the ring apron, on the ropes. But there's all smiles from Team Edwards. He's held aloft, and what it will mean to him to win that Lonsdale belt outright. It is not official, of course. We wait for the 3 judges. Look at the punches he's thrown. 1-1-4-4. Over 12 rounds at nearly 36, and he's still smiling.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? But he's a real credit. Great professional. I've got him pretty comfortable on my card with that good last round.
I'll tell you another statistic. Chris Edwards threw over 100 punches in the final round.
No, he really deserves to win this. Big smiles on his face. He's worked hard for it. That confidence is rightly his.
British wins at super flyweight over Jamie McDonnell. Beat Wayne Bloy in 4 rounds. Usman Ahmed on points. And then the other flyweight one against Paul Edwards. Should be revenge this for Chris Edwards against Shinny Bayaar. It would be his 4th win in a row, but we don't know. 3 judges at ringside. We've seen some odd decisions. Let's hope they've all got the right one, and Michael Pass will tell us.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 hard-fought rounds of championship action, here are the judges' score totals. Judge Howard Foster scores the contest 116 to 113. Judges Dave Paris and Phil Edwards, they see the contest 117 to 112. For your winner by way of unanimous decision, and still the flyweight champion of Great Britain from Stoke, Chris Edwards.
Shinny Bayaar holding Chris Edwards aloft. Wonderful to see. Respect between the two. The 3 wise men, absolutely spot on, the judges. And Chris Edwards has his Christmas gift. He will be wearing the Lonsdale belt while tucking into his turkey.
Well, nobody deserves it more. Great work rate throughout. Really is a credit. So much work in the gym to put on a performance like that, and the crowd really enjoyed it.
Stoke celebrate, and I can't wait to see him at the Britannia Stadium alongside Peter Crouch with that belt. Chris Edwards, a credit to our sport, and well done to Shinny Bayaar too. 12 absorbing rounds. Good fight.
Chris Edwards, you have got a Lonsdale belt for keeps. Tell us how you're feeling.
Top of the bills, so I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I mean, he's a tough kid, but I knew I had to start off quick to win the fight, and that's what I did. It worked out good.
You lost 6 of your first 7. Did you ever think this day would come when you'd be standing there?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not winning one outright, so I'm over the moon, yeah.
You always protested that you should never have lost the first fight with Shinny. Do you see that as redemption tonight?
Yeah, I knew I left it too close. Lost my fortune, so I knew I had to put things to out, so that's what I did.
Tactically this time round, you seem to work the body, especially in the early part of the fight. Was that always the game plan?
Yeah, I wanted to make the body, try to slow him down a bit, yeah.
At 35 years old, honestly, how long can this journey continue?
I don't know. I'm constantly making the weight. I always train hard, so I'll keep going till whenever, really. I don't mind.
And you'll be sitting Christmas Day with that belt around your waist?
Over the moon. Thank you.
Frank, would you begrudge this man European title shot, perhaps?
No, definitely not. He deserves it. I mean, he wanted to win the Lonsdale belt outright, so we went that route. He's got a couple of great defences in Britain if he wants them. There's a rematch with Paul Edwards, there's James Conlon. Ashley Sexton's gone up to super flyweight, but I think he deserves a European title belt before he decides to call it a day. And I'm sure he'll have the belt to join his European belt to join that, and then maybe he'll even surprise me and go for a world title at 37.
Nothing could stop him, Barry. It's a credit to the sport.
He's a remarkable example, and all the young pros out there should look at this guy. You know, his chronological age does not match up to his biological age. He looks, apart from the shaven head, nothing wrong with having a bald head. Apart from that, he looks and behaves like a young guy. He throws punches, 1,200 punches almost at 36 years old. It's just remarkable.
I think it's just a different breed of fight. It's just a different breed of fighter. His fighters have got to live the life. Not just train when they've got a fight coming up. They've got to live the life, and therefore they're able to it prolongs their career. They can step at the last minute's notice and get success.
Exactly
and what Edwards is doing
what he does. He's 36 years old. Look at him.
He's not rocket science. Just stay in the gym.
He stays in the gym. He lives the life. He eats well. He trains hard. He keeps himself in shape. He doesn't allow his weight to go too far above championship weight, and he keeps himself in terrific shape. He's already beaten Jamie McDonnell, who is the current British and European bantamweight champion. So I'd love to see him going on. Maybe it's a a bit too much for him to go and fight for something bigger than this, but a European title is certainly within his grasp.
Do you agree? A European title, European level is where he is next?
I think to win the Lonsdale belt is spot on for him. I think to sustain this division, domestic division, is great. I think a crack at the European title, give him that before he decides to eventually call it a day.
Chris Edwards, what a superstar of our sport. OK, we're building up to a huge night for Amir Khan, who's on top of the world 3 years after that devastating defeat to Bradis Prescott left his career in tatters. His opponent tonight, Lamont Peterson, has had much harder times, from a homeless street kid to the brink of stardom. It sounds like a story made in Hollywood.